All right. Those of you who are joining us, we are live right now with Grandmaster Michael. Welcome, Grandmaster Michael Liu.
Hello, how are
Hi.
you?
Good, very good. Master Michael, thanks for joining us today.
Oh, welcome, welcome. Thank you for the invitation. I love you.
Yeah.
I love you very much, Goddess.
Yeah. I see that you're in your dojang right now, but before we begin, I'd
Yes.
like to give our viewers an introduction of you. All right, so
Thank you.
Grandmaster Michael, I met at a very intensive camp back in Malaysia, and he has had 46 years of experience in martial arts. He has also worked with adults. This I know for sure because he has also worked with me or worked on me. So adults, kids, teenagers, he has taught them either martial arts or ways to empower themselves in personal development. Okay, so Grandmaster Michael will be running one of our mind-body classes at LCCL Coding Academy in May. He'll be teaching our kids
Thank you.
Taekwondo. Yeah. Okay, so the floor is yours, Master Michael. Where are you at? You want to give an introduction to yourself, to your dojang?
Okay, right now, I'm so-called staying home, staying where I am in my place. My dojang is like 3 minutes away, drive from my home. This is my life. This is my destiny. And this is my passion that I love dealing with children. Yeah, I'm actually in my dojang. A dojang means a Korean word for 道馆. Yeah, so it means that this is where my children practice taekwondo. As you know, if I turn around, you can see my dojang, which is very quiet. Why? Because we are still on lockdown. Okay, we are still on lockdown, but good news is like we were told that Monday, a couple of industries have been opened up and they can be going back to work. Well, life will never be the same anymore, you know, with social distancing and a lot of new norms for our safety. It's not for our pattern. It's not for our action lah. You know what kind you call it, you know. So, like I said, much about me. I'm actually based in Kapong. My dojang is called KIP Taekwondo Dojang, where I've been here for about 20 years at least, way back in 2001, okay? So this is where I train a lot of children, a lot of students, and we grow up together. Now I train a lot of my students' children. So I've been in martial arts for Taekwondo for the past 46 years. I'm among the Malaysian one of the top 10 8 dan grandmasters in Malaysia, and I've been training a lot of children down from 3 years old onwards to adults and to people like Juliana, you know, in warrior camps. And I've traveled quite extensively doing the passion that I love, which is sharing and developing new things for children to play with, to enjoy with, within their own constraint. So much so it's in line to what I do. My mission is very simple. I just want to inspire the aspiring future younger generation. I want to hold space for them with the support of people like Juliana, parents like you who are open about it, and they you know, allow them to grow, but within the context a lot with respect and discipline, which is the main core values of what we have in Asia, right? Asia is going to be a big force for the future, which is going to happen right now, you know, after this pandemic as well. If you like it, you don't like it, it's going to be Asia, you know. All right, so much so about me. Anything else that you would like to find out about me, Juliana?
Yes, so I'd just like to mention that we have a handful of people with us live today. I can see that. So if you're here, please give us a like so we know you're here. Or you can please also drop in a message to say hi, because Grandmaster Michael is here. It's a rare opportunity If you have any comments, do put it in a comment box. Any questions, put in there too. When I get it, I'll show it to him. All right.
Thank you. Thank you
Grandmaster
so
Michael.
much.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks for that introduction for yourself. I do have a few questions out of curiosity of my own. One is you said your top 10 8 dan grandmaster. You know, I've seen people. Okay, grandmaster. This word grandmaster is very caught my ears. Okay, what does it take to be grandmaster? How many levels are there? How many years of practice to get there?
Okay, an average from usually Taekwondo starts from white belt, white to yellow, yellow to green, green to blue, blue to red, and red to, if you're a child below 16 years old, it's called Pum, half red, half black. And if you're an adult after 16, you get a black belt. So in yellow, green, blue, red, yeah, they have junior yellow, junior yellow, senior yellow, junior green, senior green, junior blue, senior blue, and junior red, senior red. That's where they become a Pum belt after that, if you're below 16. And once you become a Pum belt, then you have got Pum 1, first Pum, second Pum, third Pum, fourth Pum. The maximum we have is until fourth Pum. A fourth Pum will be, this is where they will be quite of age, and later on, they can become a direct transfer to a black belt, you know, when they are come of age. And for adults, if you are a red belt, red 2, you become a black belt, then you become the first dan, second dan, third dan, fourth dan, fifth dan, sixth dan, seventh dan, eighth dan, ninth dan, and perhaps 10 dan. But that's already where we are very near to heaven, you know. So, so those days when we are like white belts to a black belt, it took us 3 years to become a black belt, where you train at least about 3 times a week, 2 hours a day. So from there itself, it takes you about 3 years to become a black belt. So after being a black belt, first dan to second dan, it will take, instead of those days, 3 months, 4 months, we have one exam, one test, or we call it gradings. Yeah, the belt test. And then different syllabus we will do. Those days we do a lot of basics, a lot of free sparring, a lot of pattern, a lot of demonstrations, a lot of Q-Park breaking techniques, and also sometimes we do a lot of competitions, you know. And then we also learn how to do refereeing. That's why Taekwondo is a very worldwide accepted sports. That's why they have Taekwondo in the Olympics. All right. So from there itself, when we become a black belt, after being a black belt, your grading will be first dan to second dan will need to train very hard, not sitting down. Yeah, excuse me, not sitting down, but work very hard to learn more things in the martial arts of Taekwondo, and then that's where they will become. 1 year after that, they can become to apply to sit for a test and become a second dan. 1 year. So you want to be a second dan, you need to work on 1 year so that you can go into that. That's why a lot of people become referees, a lot of people become coaches, a lot of people becomes an administrator in an association, but all these will also have qualification. Qualification in Malaysia is you need like, you know, sports specific, level 1, level 2, level 3. And then they have the sports specific is actually by the our ISN, and then we have the local our own association. We have the this Taekwondo for sports science at the same time. So they have got also level 1, 2, 3. That's why we have so much that we can learn. So from first dan to second dan, they take 1 year to work on. Second dan to third dan take 2 years. Third dan to fourth dan, you take 3 years. So instead of grading of every 3-4 months, now it ended up in years. So the last time I took a grading was like 6 years ago. So perhaps it's about time, you know. And then on my level, I'm an international referee. I referee Taegyo Pumseis and as well as Kyorugi. Bumse is actually in, if you talk about kata in karate, that's the pattern. And then you talk about kyogi, is actually free sparring. So the terminologies that we use are actually Korean terminologies. Why? Because Taekwondo is from Korea. Whereas if you say komute, komute will be free sparring, like in karate. Yeah, and then they say kata. Kata is actually where they do the patterns. Yeah, with the movements of all the basics and the kicks. So this is generally, so roughly you can count lah, you know. It took me 3 years to become a black belt. And then my age, I start is like 15 those days. So you can guess my age lah. So upwards until, and then there are some hiccups along the way. There are some hurdles to jump somewhere. There's some no pandemics, but it's more of along the way of part of growing up in any association, in any of our lives about martial arts, you know. So, but we persevere. We persevere. We never give up. We keep on working on it because this is my passion. This is my love. So from my level, when I started at 15, then I begin to think and understand, how about if a child, which is relevant to this title now, a child can learn martial arts at a very tender age. Oh, no, my child is already so hyper, so active, and he's like jump here, jump there, like Power Ranger, like Ultraman, and like Superman, jumping from one chair to another chair and across the table. What difference have you got? I would like to ask. What difference have you got at the end of the day? They are already in that hyper level. It's no fault of yours, it's no fault of mine, but it's your genes. So when you have an opportunity where you can have somebody that can curtail, contain, or perhaps, better word, guidance, what do you think? And then we always have this simple rule in my dojang. Please do not taekwondo anybody at home, in school, or at the playground. Make sense? So there are only mainly two things that usually we drill onto these 3-4 years old. I go online and teach them now because I'm supervising my assistants doing it. Respect and discipline. These two are the major things that they can do. So easy. Why? You come in, you bow. It's just like you knock the door. Good morning, teacher. Same. You come in and bow. Good morning, Grandmaster. Then bow to the class, and then he enters the class. You know, if you have any questions, that is so much for respect for the teacher or for me or my assistants. You put up the hands and said, any questions? You put up the hand. Sir, Grandmaster, can I go to the toilet? Go. Grandmaster, I don't understand this, I don't understand that. You know, it's just the same like we start them in school young. Why? Why do we send them to a kindergarten? Why do you send them to a play school? How can I use martial arts in Taekwondo to make it fun for them? That at the end of the day, the children will benefit. Not you, not me. It's not about you, it's not about me. We don't have to fight, we don't have to argue. You just be the finance minister. You just be the transport minister. You know? Oh, I don't know. You know, I think you better ask Grandmaster if you think that you're too tired or whatever. You know, if you are sports oriented, then it's very easy. Meaning, you understand how muscles are developed. I've got some ignorant parents that, oh, what have you done to my child? You know, he's complaining his body is so tired. He's so lethargic. Look at him. Yeah, but he have never done exercise in his life before. Is it your fault? Is this his fault? So the exposure is very important. The exposure, the guidance, and the opportunity that you're going to give them, that so that at the end of the day, they can release. Yeah, like now is a very good test. Yeah, all cooked up at home. Oh, in your country, Singapore, it's beautiful. You still can exercise. You know, we have got challenges like you put on a shoe on the shorts or track bottom, went and buy water, and you still got to go to the police station and they fine you $1,000. They thought you are wearing the shoes means you are running, you're exercising. So beyond doubt, we leave it to them. but the exercise itself will make you strong. What is the main problem of this pandemic? It's your lungs. You need good oxygen to go in. You need to pump it up. Did you know? Just saying, not bragging, but at the end of the day, since the lockdown, I've lost 5 kg. From 83, I went down to 78. Not boasting. Yeah. I work hard every night for 30 days online with my junior who runs the gym online. And then he runs a gym, which I usually goes there. But because of this lockdown, we can't do it. So we went online. And now we are first zooming on Zoom. Then we go on Google Video. And then we went on FB Live. And then now we are still on it. That's how we need to do it.
Yeah. So you're saying that you're saying that firstly, some things I picked up is that you're saying that children come with their natural abundance of energy, right? And there is it presents us a chance to channel it into wherever, according to the child's passions. Then at the same time, you mentioned these words, respect and discipline. Now, in some people may ask, right? Some people of this new generation may ask, hey, discipline seems like something that is very it's very structured. It's already planned ahead. It sounds boring. How do we balance this against instant gratification? How do we balance against freedom of expression? Is there any conflict in between, or do they complement each other? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it should be able to complement well. Discipline over in Asia, perhaps discipline in Singapore, discipline in Malaysia, discipline in Asia, discipline in America, or even Europe. It's all different. It's the interpretation of the degree of how well you want to maintain the kind of discipline. That's why people say, oh, why do you want to go to that school? Yeah, because, very good discipline. Same thing. I'm just saying a simple word. I'm from a Lasallian Brothers School. Meaning, every day when I was young, I say prayers before I start sitting down and study. I was brought up as a Catholic. I'm from St. John's Institution, a pioneer school those days. Royalties, dignitaries, ambassadors, IGP sons are all there, but I'm not one of those. But I happen to be in that vicinity. So that's where I grew up and brought up as a Catholic. But I'm a Buddhist, So if the discipline is something that we can curtail, just the same, it doesn't make a lot of sense. In this pandemic, remember, they say the shoes are the one that bring in a lot of germs because they're outside. In Asia, we don't do that. Immediately when we reach home, we take off the shoes, then we clean ourselves before we do anything else. Yeah? But in Europe, it's different. They wear the shoes right into the house, straight into the apartment. And they just lie down on bed. And then say, who can tell the child and said, or the adult and said, no, we don't do that. Right? And then they have got the liberty to do what they want to do. But whereas if our discipline in Asia is so structured, it's just like how well, sorry, I'm not boasting about China. Yes, I know I'm Chinese, but they have done a great job. I'm going to stop all the bullshit that what the Europeans are talking, the president of Brazil is talking, Trump is talking, Australia is talking. I don't care what they said, but blaming here, blaming there, and blaming except themselves. They have trained the people to be so disciplined and that they curtail and lock down 20 million people almost within 24 hours or 48 hours. What do you call that? That is the highest level of discipline that we are talking about. You don't just walk into my dojang and start shouting and start running around, and I will never allow a child to do that. Because in martial arts, my dojang is always a sacred place. A child will know that they can do it just the same. They know who to respect. You see? Do you think they will respect so much of your caretaker at home? Or will they take care and be alert when the dad is at home, the mom is at home? or maybe a disciplinarian is at home. So what do you think of that? You know, so when you talk about discipline, it's the degree of how you want to do that. Oh, some people think, oh no, my God, he's only 3 years old. Oh, why are you stressing them? Yeah, only 3 years old. But that's how we start. We play the game. That's why in the dojang that we train, I've got 3, 4 years old coming. That is their stage. And then there'll be some of them, when they're so disciplined, when they were young, and after 7, 8 years, that's why they are national champions in my country. You know, they work on it and they, diligently. Yeah.
Yeah. I think what I'm hearing is that firstly, discipline is different in different cultures and contexts. You know, of course, in like those examples you mentioned in Asia, you know, those examples, like simple examples like taking off shoes is inbuilt into the culture. And then in Western cultures, they would have different disciplines as well. For example, perhaps saying a prayer before meals. You know, they're different, maybe different practices, right? And what is the essence of discipline? Like in one sentence, what would you say is the essence of discipline? What's the benefit it gives our young generation?
It's better to so-called bracket suffer now than later. And it's ongoing. Even myself, because of this MCO, yes, I've been naughty. I say naughty. Shh, not so loud, yeah? Naughty. Why? Because Juliana will know. I sent pictures of food that we pack for the homeless, for the needy. Yes, I should be home. But if I can feed 200 over people, we managed to obtain from my center, my Buddhist center, 269, 79 yesterday, packet of food to send it out. Could you imagine that our cluster is still there, but they have no food. They never beg, but they ask. You know, so it's a long-term thing that we have to do that. But I have to do that because everybody wants everybody to be home. Yes, but I'm lacking that discipline because my love for mankind and humanity is a little bit different. But when I get on home, I shower everything. We have a curfew, so-called curfew, where the siren will sound off at 8 p.m. And by then I'm already home and showered and ready. Already maybe sometimes after dinner. So this is where you suffer now. And then at the end of the day, they will understand. They will not understand now. They'll throw their tantrums. No, I don't like Taekwondo. I know I don't like. But when you bring him there, you know, bring us here, it's just the same. You know, like Juliana went through my warrior camp that with us. And I bet you at any one moment of time before my seminar starts, they'll be like, oh my God, what is this guy trying to do? And in between there, he's like, you know, that kind of thing, you know, and ended up at the end of the day, they will be tearing and then give us a hug and say, thank you so much. That will be a dream that we would bring the future generation to be, hoping that they will realize and their children's children, your children's children, the children's children, and the children's children's children, that kind of stuff, you know?
Yeah. You know, Grandmaster Michael, I want to put your words in a little graph, right? What I'm hearing is there's a lot of persistence and this phrase, suffer now rather than later. Now, the word suffer may sound, very drastic, but the thing is, are you willing, no matter how young or old we are we willing, you know, to take the little steps that we need to take to build the kind of behaviors or habits or skills or mental strength that would help us, you know, in life. So let's say, for example, here, right, and it's the same with coding. And I show you. I guess I can speak about this because it's the same with our classes in coding. We could, of course, do, you know. So let's say if we are talking about our level of skill, right? So the higher this is, the higher the skill is, and then over time. Now we could, of course, do we could, of course, get some child into a coding class and say, okay, let's start here. And then, okay, sometime we will build something very difficult here. But if you want to do it fast, then you may not have spent your time to learn the little details that you need to in order to do it yourself. But you're saying that, okay, going from here, you're a beginner level. And if you're willing to put in the time, the steps, the practice to get you from coding level 0 to coding level 1, it may not seem like you've done a lot, but you have been in part of the progression. It's the same with white belt to yellow belt, isn't it, Grandmaster Michael? And then you move on to the rest of the belts, and then and with coding, and then all of a sudden you get to this point, boom, you got it. Your training has paid off. The discipline you put in has been ingrained, and then you grow like that.
Yeah, maybe another word, a better word of using it, sacrifice. Sacrifice. Always, yeah, parents, the transport minister, the child, the trainer, and everything. Once you sacrifice that, and over a period of time, and some parents, when they couldn't achieve something that they wanted those days, and if their child could achieve it, Mamma mia. I've got children, kindergarten started taekwondo with me, and now they are in the national team. It's okay, I have to let them go. Nobody will stay with me for the rest of their life, but already in record, I'm good in that, and I've done that. My own children, I've got 3 girls, all black belts. 5th dan, 4th dan, 4th dan. All black belts. Yeah, but the discipline level is very, very, very high. And children sometimes are late bloomers. It's not nobody's fault. How many geniuses are there? 1 in a million? Or maybe 1 in 1 in 2 million? But if at the end of the day, you have an opportunity, sorry, I don't come from a Chinese school. How about if you 培养好吗？给他们一个机会啦，对吗？培养他们，你没有机会，现在给他们一个机会，还好嘛？应该嘛？啊，我们要用功，他们要努力，对吗？ We provide a situation for them. Forcing them will not work. No more, no more. You try raising the voice, you try raising your hand and want to slap them, I think you will go to jail. You try that in Europe, you can't even raise. I have got hyper energy kids, I teach in international school. I teach in Australian international school. Very high discipline. I teach in Cempaka Damansara, very high discipline. And even if when they're hyper, they'll say like, yeah, good job, yeah. Okay, next time don't do it. What do you want me to say? And then we cannot, those days I just go there and teach, no problem. Nowadays I got to sign 3-4 letters, pages of letters to confine me to a certain scenario. And then they check me on my bankruptcy. They check me on whether any abuse on children and all that kind of thing. I mean, it's good. It's for the safety of the society.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it awesome is. Always. Yeah, always.
What is your approach then? I mean, in previous generations, it's always the heavy-handed approach. What do you think is a good approach for the generation right now?
Well, I think as far as I'm concerned, if we don't adapt, just like now, going online to teach, going online to communicate, going online to do certain things, if we don't adapt to that, we're going to be a dinosaur,
Yeah. So what is your approach, Master Michael?
Is a matter
when you
of
have kids.
Give them an opportunity, know what is their strength, yeah, perhaps, yeah, remember, it's their future, not yours. Nowadays, I think there are still parents who are like, okay, I'm enrolling you to Nanyang University, okay, very good, engineering. And he's like, maybe he's good in something else. He likes biology, maybe he wants to become a doctor. So is it your destiny or their destiny? My idea is very simple, you know. If they are good in certain thing, we got to exploit it out from there, and then we go. And then if they are good in sports, let them excel. Let them be good in something rather than they think of something else, and they start planning and doing all the funny stuff, you know, that they have in their mind, you know. So if you do have, my encouragement will be, you have to study them yourself, because I'm sorry, these are your genes. Yeah, why you go to the academy with Juliana is also because they have got some specialty, which is something good for them. Why children travel all the way? Some of them travel as far as 20, 30 kilometers to come to my dojang. You know, you come to visit a Sifu, it's not just like next door, you know. I give you free training next door, you won't even bother to come. But at the end of the day, when you travel, you go and see your Sifu, of course, you travel. You're going to work hard for that, you know, and make every moment. Some people, oh my God, 1.5 hours jam to come here. Oh, today is raining. Oh, fasting month now, even worse. Everybody is rushing home for buka puasa. You know, in Malaysia, it's like that. They can take 1.5 hours to come to my dojang, because I'm staying in, my dojang is in Kapong. If you know where, it's just at the fringe of the, away from the city. A city is 25 kilometers radius. Mine is like 26, 27. I'm on the way to Sungai Buloh. If people who knows where we are from in KL, you know, in Malaysia. So that's it. You know, you have to support them, let them trial and error, expose them, and we don't have to be worried that they are good, they are not good. No, it's not about being good or not good. You ask yourself, if you are genes as a scientist, you have a good chance that a child, your genius child, will come out and maybe become a scientist. If you're a good sportsman, maybe a child could be, your genes could be a good sportsman. You know, if your genes is so tall, make use of that height. Basketball, volleyball, taekwondo, you know, because we all go on weight categories and all the kinds of things. He's not an alien, please. He's not a you know, a T-Rex, you know, being so buff, you know, but give him a chance. Let him test, let him try when he's young. Unlike in Asia and Europe have a pool where they just go in for general fitness, they just go in for general agility and everything, and they start choosing the sports when they are like 13, 14, 15, and they say, what do you like? It's unlike some, oh, your dad is a, oh, MU, Liverpool. And they start throwing the son into football. Okay, well, if the son can adapt well, congratulations. Like my children, they started at 4 years old, you know. So until now, they are that's why they are 5th dan, 4th dan, you know. They're already still in university and some working, but this is part of their life. It become a discipline in their life. I think this is the best thing that we can ever left for a child, so that they can sacrifice now, and in the long run, now I understand why. Thank you, Ju.
Master Michael, thank you. Master Michael, you so essentially it is understanding the natural gifts of the child, and then give the opportunities to the child to grow from there.
Yep.
If I'm understanding you, great.
Yes.
So speaking of your children, right? I know I've seen your dojang before. I mean, at least virtually, and I see that there are a lot, and now I see that there are lots of medals behind you. Could you tell us a bit about the medals? What are these? Are these all yours?
It's a blend. Of course, most part of it is all mine. Yeah, and you see it's very dusty, very old, very small, some even plastics. Yeah, over the time that we have is my heydays. Yeah, some as young as old as 1978. You know, it's 1978. Okay, yeah, and then of course there are some on swimming, generally anything, but trophies, there are some in the office. I can show you some later on in the office. And my highest level I ever went to was this one. Okay, this one is the Asian Championship, all right, in Hong Kong, where 1978 I hope some of you are born yet. I'm sorry. I'm not trying
Not
to
sorry,
be rude,
not
but
born.
not yet. You know, and then you see national champion, you know, 1977. You know, because I started martial arts when I was like in 74. That's where I first started at 15 in school. And then I thought that school wasn't serious about it. Then I went out to the main dojang in Peel Road. And I come from a very nasty place. For people who know about Kuala Lumpur, Pudu is a very, very, very nasty place. Yeah, nasty. So tough. But I don't fight there because my dad passed away when I was very young, at 5. And mom got to work at 33. My dad passed away when he was 39. So we had a very, very humble beginning. Humble beginning, that so much so that the more I get disciplined so that I won't join the wrong side. If I join the dark side, you know, then maybe I wouldn't be here. I could be dead. I could be in jail, or could be somewhere else, you know, because it's the wrong thing that we do. Unlike like now, it's different, you know, because we don't do that anymore. So in society, we always train the children to be on the bright side, the light side, expose them, give them an opportunity. So from these competitions and all that, we make a lot of good friends. Yeah, and all these will be here. Usually some are also from my children. A couple from my students, overseas students. You say, Grandmaster, I've got students from Sweden, from US, from Australia. Except some of them took back. Some will not want to take back and say, Grandmaster, can I leave this for you as a souvenir? I say, good, thank you so much. You know, so this is usually all the medals that I have, you know, for show. Yeah. And then so that when a child comes here, you take a picture and you're like, oh my God, you know, I want to come here and watch it one day, you know. So it's something that they should, an achievement for themselves of their hard work. And then I organize events for them to take part. Let them have it, let them win it. You know, it's about them, not about us. We don't have to be so sensitive about that.
Master Michael, you have students all around the world right now joining you in virtual classes?
At this moment, yes, some of them. I've got warriors, like every Saturday we do a training, 5 o'clock here, 11 o'clock in Europe. And I've done a couple of sessions with them, you know, as a form of contribution towards the community. You know, it's just like getting them some basics of what martial arts is all like. And from 5 students, and then now we have got 10, about 12. And now coming week is the 3rd week, and it's building again. So we are trying to look at how we can doing this kind of a new way of doing new things, you know, and distance is never a problem. So we have been told that warrior camp in Spain has been postponed. It's supposed to be this month in May. Yeah. But it's no, you know, everywhere.
I think for some people who are wondering what warrior camp is, it's let's just say it's a very large scale camp for adults, and actually for some adults bring their children, and they undergo in a very tight context, very, very extensive and huge leap in their personal growth. Let's not reveal anything other than that. It can only it's like coding or it's like taekwondo. You really only learn the essence when you do it, right? You can talk as much as we want, and you just never get the depth of it.
It's just the same, like it's just like my expression for the children. Experiential learning. Yeah. Let them experience it. Why taekwondo example? Okay, why you go to the coding school? Academy that Juliana runs? Because he has a system. The system is like every time when we go on to the next belt, and then we're like, it's just like a child in school, in class. Okay, today, that day we learn how to minus, and now we learn how to plus. Then we learn how to multiply, followed by division. And then when you're already a senior like red belt, Now I'm going to mumbo jumbo, meaning I'm going to plus, minus, divide, and times. So it is a system that gets into the mind. Once the mind has been trained, rather than, oh my God, so difficult, oh, so difficult. You know, it's all up in the mind. So if you are exposed to such things and with a guidance, and that's why I'm finding likes for them, the likes for them, so that there's a way that they can go about doing things. Like, I can stay home, but I've been sending food to the needies outside every day without fail, right timing. But as long as I don't break the rule of the law, only God knows. All right? So I'm not boasting, but I'm not the one who sit down and just watch and put on weight. Do something. Singapore is different. Please don't follow me what you do here and in Singapore. Okay, Singapore will be very, very different because of different kind of structures. But here, of course, because the place is very wide and very open, and we know we do our best to serve society and humanity. So the experience itself will be a very good lesson for me to learn too. How I see them, without home, without food, without shirt on, and the shirt is black, pants torn, and things like that, sad. But just do what we can do. Okay.
Master Michael has been feeding the needy since the lockdown in Malaysia, right? And he has been at the risk of
my honor.
Maybe at the risk of
honor.
At the risk of your own.
Thank you.
Okay, so final thing. Could you give us a teaser of what the kids will be learning with you in May? Or is that a secret that you rather keep until they
no secret. Everybody knows it. No. Let them come in, let them have fun, dress them. My only concern will be if you can encourage them. My assistants and I, we have been online since MCO lockdown, and we have been doing these online sessions for free to Malaysian community with some warriors as well, and it has been successful. So when Juliana said, Grandmaster, would you like to? Then I said, thank you for asking. What else can I say, And that's why we plan for May, but it will be a challenge. Like I said, we do our best. Maybe with now with the movements being able to move a little bit, but the timing we have locked down for 4 days, and it's also a fasting month. Because one of my assistants, a lady, her name is Ju. She's quite good, and she speaks good English. And Alvin is a sports science student, and you'll be expecting fitness. We'll give you a way to discover what Taekwondo is going to be like. And we will just touching on the skin of Taekwondo lah. It'll be fun, We are trying to lock in for about at least 40 to 45 minutes. And for we're ending with a Q&A if there's question where people will put up their hands and can I ask something? And then sometimes they put up their hand and can I go to the toilet? I say just go, run, that kind of thing. So please have a space for at least 1 or 2 yoga mat. Put a camera which is like that so that you can see. We don't want them to see the face only, how handsome they are or how pretty they are, but we want them to be able to see that what we are doing down here, and then we will encourage, and I will dub myself over and say, and please put their personal names over there so that they will be able to call them by names rather than, oi, hey, lang loi, hey, pretty, that kind of thing. And also bring water, a bottle of water like that, for them to just don't have to waste time. And my only suggestion will be, just let them do what they want to do. Don't bother about them. Don't hassle them. Hey, left. Hey, right, left. How come you don't know? No, that kind of thing. No, leave them alone. Let them do what they want to do. Just let them enjoy. Don't tighten the discipline on day one or moment one. So that's why we have 4 classes, So if you can, we're going to have fitness first, warm up, fitness, the basics of martial arts, taekwondo, and then we will come to the end will be a combination of all. If they are okay and if they are able to understand and they have got the gift, a talent and hard work will give you ample of good results. Don't force. Don't need to force. Don't need to force. Talent and hard work goes hand in hand. Have talent, no hard work, also mediocre. Have hard work, no talent, also mediocre. But if you can match both together, it's going to be awesome. These 2 together. So just have fun. Come in, no obligations on anything, encouraging. You only say is like, hey, good job, good. Oh, Grandmaster is going to be very happy. Just do it. All right, come on, let's go. Or you can join them if you have the time. If you're not cooking or whatever,
No,
So that's all I can say.
I think some of our parents may still be working from home, but we have welcomed all to join us. So we'll see you this Wednesday. It's going to be fun.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Master Michael, for being here. I know that after this, you're going to deliver some food again to the needy.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you on Wednesday. Thank you.
So what we do is if you could take a picture or so, and then we can all have a good time. That's very important, just mainly for memories. That'll be good. Have you taken yours?
Yeah, we will do that. I've taken a photo already.
I think you will have everybody down there. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Master Michael.
Thank
have
you
a good
so
day.
much.
Okay, bye-bye.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
감사합니다. 谢谢你.